Chestnut Hill Review. And I think before we start the show, you might like to hear the story about the man who was obsessed with the idea of getting a bird that sang magnificently. And after he had combed the city, pet shop to pet shop, he finally found someone who told him the bird had a magnificent voice, and he purchased him and took him home. When he put him in the cage, he noticed that the bird's leg was in a splint. And he took the bird back to the proprietor, and he said to him, "Look, you have sold me a bird with a splint on its leg." And the proprietor said to him, "So, what do you want? Make up your mind. So you want a dancer, so you want a singer." Well, tonight we have a little of both. We have dancers and we have singers, and we have for you a beautiful show. So on with the show, ladies and gentlemen. Chestnut Hill Review of 1967. Take it away, Mr. Fagan.
Our review is really snappy. Hope you'll find a show of Michael. Our good, severe, and Michael. How's I him? Let's begin. Chestnut Hill Country Club Review. Let's rejoice and let's be happy. Our review is really snappy. Hope you'll find a show of Michael. Our good, severe, and Michael. How's I him? Let's begin. Chestnut Hill Country Club Review. Yay!
Ladies and gentlemen, Chestnut Hill is not just a golf club. We have social members who are very active in this club, and here is one, a rich social member from Woburn Square, Mr. Harry Levine.
Thank you very much, boy. Why, I'm a rich social member from a Woburn Square. Handsome, sporty, and debonair. I have sports cars and girls, a collection of pearls, but I never learned how to swim the breaststroke. I can afford a big reward. So to the lifeguard one day I said, "Oi, take my horses and take my lots. Take my yachts and take my stocks. Time for a lesson you must spare this rich social member from Woburn Square." Aye, 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 aye. Now whether it's hot or very cool, each day I run down to the swimming pool. I jump in the drink and I damn near sink. Why can't I learn to do the breaststroke? I can afford a big reward. I'll reward you most lavishly. Oi, take my horses in Roxbury. Take my mistress, she's yours for free. Swimming lessons are needed for this wealthy manufacturer. Then the lifeguard instructor said to me, "Just run on your belly and flutter kick. I do all these things, still need water wings. Why can't I learn to do the breaststroke?" Oh, it's plain to see, no wise me. I repeat quite plaintively, I take my business, my factory. If I can't swim, they're no good to me. Just promise me you'll stick around to save me when I start to drown. Glub, glub, idle-deedle-die, aye. Aye, idle-deedle-diddle-diddle.
Ladies and gentlemen, the next sketch takes place in the year 1995. The government has passed a decree which stipulates that every couple married more than 5 years who have not had a child, a government man is sent to the home which takes care of the situation, and this is the method by which the wife becomes a mother. As this scene opens, a baby photographer is canvassing the neighborhood. And it is the morning of the 5th anniversary. The wife expects the government man shortly. Instead, the baby photographer rings the bell and knocks at the door.
Well, so long, sweetheart. I'm off from the office again. I suppose that damn government man will be here today.
Oh, good morning.
How do you do, madam? You probably do not know me, but I represent...
No need to explain, Mr.
Cohen is the name, and my specialty is...
Yes, I know. It's all right. Won't you come in?
Thank you. Now, as long as I'm here, I think your husband probably would want...
Yes, we've talked about it, and we both agree. It's the best thing to do.
Well, in that case, maybe I better get busy.
Well, I'm not familiar with the way you do this. Just where do we begin?
Oh, you just leave that to me, madam. Now, I'd recommend 2 in the bathtub, 1 or 2 on the couch, and maybe a couple on the floor.
Bathtub? Floor? Good heavens!
Now, listen, lady. Even the best of us can't get off a good one every time. And I can promise you that 1 out of the 6 will really be a honey. And I usually get my best results in the tub shots.
You'll forgive me, but it does seem rather informal.
Well, the charm of the whole thing is the informality. Would you like to see some of my samples?
Well, I suppose so. After all, there's no hurry, is there?
Well, no, indeed, that's right. In my line, a man can't do his best work in a hurry. Now, here's a baby. This is a good job. Took 4 hours, but isn't it lovely?
Oh, yes, it's a lovely child.
But for a tough assignment, here, look at this one. Believe me, that wasn't easy. That was done on an MBTA bus.
An MBTA bus?
Well, and it really wasn't even hard. But when a man in my line knows how, his work is really a pleasure. Now, here's a shot in Rapids Furniture Company window at high noon. 1 shot.
Even 1 shot in Rapids Furniture Company's window seems rather public.
Well, there was a little gimmick to it. The mother of the child was a movie actress, and she wanted some publicity. And boy, did she get it. Now, here's one. This is my masterpiece. This was a real tough job. Take a look at this.
Twins.
Yes, and the handsomest 2 youngsters you ever did see. I knocked out that one in the public gardens one snowy afternoon last winter.
Oh, my God!
Yes, madam, it took from 2 in the afternoon until 5. And I was working under real difficult circumstances. But with people hanging around 4 and 5 deep.
People, 4 and 5 deep, watching?
Yes, people everywhere. And just imagine 2 or 3 hours under such circumstances. Why, I even had 2 cops helping me. And you know, I think I could have gotten off another good shot before dark, but by that time, the squirrels were gnawing at my equipment.
Ah!
Blackout quick.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Sophistication, the singing voice of Elliot Miller.
Oh, they say some people long ago were searching for a different tune, one that they could croon as only they can. They only had the rhythm, so they started swaying to and fro. They didn't know just what to do. That's how the blues really began. They heard the breeze in the trees singing sweet melodies, and they called it the start of the blues. And from the jail came the wail of a downhearted frail, and they made it as a part of the blues. From a whippoorwill high on a hill, they took a new note. They put it in a horn till it was born into a new note.
and then they nursed it, rehearsed it, and gave out the news that the Southland gave birth to the blues. From a whippoorwill high on a hill, they took a new note. They put it in a horn till it was born into a new note. And then they nursed it, rehearsed it, and gave out the news that the Southland gave birth to the blues. To dream the impossible dream, to fight the unbeatable foe, to bear with unbearable sorrow, to run where the brave dare not go, to right the unrightable wrong, to love pure and chaste from afar, to try when your arms are too weary, to reach the unreachable star. This is my quest, to follow that star, no matter how hopeless, no matter how far, to fight for the right without betting or cause, to be willing to march into hell for a heavenly cause. And I know that I'll always be true to this glorious quest, and my heart will lie peaceful and calm when I'm laid to my rest. And the world will be better for this, that one man with scars still strove from the line of leisure to reach the unreachable star.
Ladies and gentlemen, there is always dissatisfaction in every group, and Chestnut Hill is no exception. We have our small splinter groups which are extremely unhappy. Here's a vocal group exclaiming about their sorrow with some of the things in this club and how they would rather have it. I want a club.
A real old-fashioned
group, they big LCC. Where, like the French, you can find a wench to keep you company. A club where supper's served very late, and they play a game called Swap Your Mate. Ah, give me a group just like the group at Irving LCC. I want a club just like the club at Irving Hill, where every guy and his sweetie pie can have a back of milk. A real old-fashioned club with sex galore. Keep your golf 'cause it is just a bore. I want a club just like the club they have at Irving Hill. That good old Irving
One of the real difficulties facing a member at a golf course, at any country club, is this ever-vexing game of golf. We all sing the blues about our game and how poor it is, and here is Bernie Plotkin to sing My Golf Pro Done Told Me.
My golf pro done told me when I took a lesson, Don Winklemas told me, Bird, now you know that golf is relaxing, it's really not taxing, just swing you must follow through. Yet I shag and I slice so, from the woods I can't score low, I'm a worrisome thing who's just gonna sing the blues in my flight. See the golf ball skying, what's the use of trying? Phooey, a clogsellus treffen in dreadmitten lesson. I'm a worrisome thing who's just gonna sing the blues in my flight. Hear the windows breaking, town estates are shaking, phooey, as I yore off NASA, my balls in the Vasa. I'm a worrisome thing who's just gonna sing the blues in my flight. Yeah, Don Winklemas told me when I took a lesson, Don Winklemas told me, son, now golf is relaxing, it's really not taxing, just swing you must follow through. Yet I shag and I slice so, from the woods I can't score low, I'm a worrisome thing who's just gonna sing the blues in my flight. Yeah, see that golf ball skying, what's the use of trying? Phooey, a clogsellus treffen in dreadmitten lesson. I'm a worrisome thing who's just gonna sing the blues in my flight. Yeah, hear the windows breaking, town estates are shaking, phooey, as I yore off NASA, my balls in the Vasa. I'm a worrisome thing who's just gonna sing the blues in my flight. I'm a worrisome thing who's just gonna sing the blues in my flight. Oh yeah.
Very nicely done, kids. One of the sad facts of life for the feminine members of our club is the fact that they feel like forgotten citizens. In most country clubs, women have not yet been granted suffrage. They can't vote, They're usually not on the important committees. And here the girls lament about this as they go into the number, Every Day is Men's Day here at Chessie.
Boy, did you see that latest directive from the Board of Governors?
Certainly is a man's world here in Chestnut.
You're kidding.
Every day is Men's Day here in Chestnut. We women folk don't ever seem to rate. We make a date for golf. We're playing just we two. A man comes up, says, pardon me. Then he and six friends play through. Oh, every day is Men's Day here in Chessie. They just really never women folk a break. We start to swing like so. For men, you mean not too slow. They play ahead, lose balls galore, and wind up with 164. Oh, every day is Men's Day here in Chessie. They never give us females a vote. The dining room display, oy vey, oy vey, oy vey. Our advice would have made it nice. We had it done at half the price. Oh, every day is Men's Day here in Chessie. Second-class citizens are we. We head out for the pool. The men swarm everywhere. They kick, they splash the curl from our newly coiffured hair. Oh, every day is Men's Day here in Chessie. The truth is plain for everyone to see. But despite our gripes and groans, it's better than cooking and cleaning at home. So let the men be kings here at the club.
So every day is Men's Day here at Chessie.
Well, isn't it?
Well, sister, you were talking through your hat. We're only playing 9. We're toting up the score. A woman's ball hits me right here. She never even yelled for, oh. You think it is a man's world here at Chessie?
Done right.
Well, ladies, these are not our sentiments. You haven't cooked at home in over 40 days. You signed a tab and we're the guys who pay and pay and pay. Oh, every day is Men's Day here at Chessie. Well, ladies, let's think another thing.
Yes.
We come home every night of our romantic bench. You turn around, you go to sleep to tomorrow's tournament. Oh, you claim it is a dance floor here at Chessie.
Well, it sure is.
Well, honey, listen to our tale of woe. My stocks are full of holes, the cupboard's really bare. Why, I can't even seem to find my goddamn underwear. Oh,
Let it be a man's world here at Chessie. If it suits your mind to make it so. But despite our gripes and groans, it's better than hearing you banging at home. So let it be a man's world at the club.
Keep the lights on. Let them. Time, I'd like to go back a few years, and on the late, late shows and still on television going strong is a comedian who's a great favorite of mine. I'd like to give you my impression of this comedian.
I'm walking along the street the other day. A guy comes up to me, and he says,
Please state your notes, or I'm enough for that. I got a mate.
hey, young fellow, what's the idea of butting into me act?
What do you mean your act, buddy? This happens to be my act.
Everybody's trying to get into the act. Look, kid, you want to break into show business? What you gotta do is you gotta go over to the piano player and give him your music and come in like a gentleman.
I think I've already come in as a gentleman, sir.
All right then, ladies and gentlemen, Jerry Sibley.
rod. It's gonna be curtains for you. I'm gonna give it you with this here curtain rod. Hi, Joe. Oh, Mr. Denny. You know, Joe, last night I had a dream. I dreamt that I was eating shredded wheat, Joe. And you know what, Joe? When I woke up, half the mattress was gone. I'd like to give you my impression of Jackie Mason. Ladies and gentlemen, the other day I'm in a restaurant ordering a bowl of soup. I get my soup. I'm just about to take my first sip. And I look inside and I see there's a little fly in my soup. I called over the waiter and I say, "Hey, look, waiter, you see there's a fly in my soup. What is he doing there?" And he says, "Well, sir, he looks to me like he's doing the breaststroke." I'd like to give you my impression of Louis Armstrong. Hello, Dolly.
Hello, Dolly. This is Louis. Dolly, so nice to have you back where you belong. You looking swell, Dolly. I can tell, Dolly. Still growing, you still growing, you still growing strong. I feel a room swing, 'cause the band play one of my old favorite songs from way back when. Song, golly gee, fella, have a little faith in me. Fella, Dolly won't ever go away again. Hello, Dolly, this is Louis. Yeah, Dolly, so nice to have you back where you belong. You looking swell, Dolly, I can tell, yeah, Dolly. You're still growing, you still growing, you still growing. I feel a room swaying 'cause the band playing one of our old favorite songs from way back when. So, take a ride, fellas, when you're an empty line. Fellas, Dolly don't ever go away. Dolly don't ever go away. Yeah, Dolly don't ever go away again.
Our dancers here? They're still getting dressed. All right, he's got it. Jerry Sibley doing the hit song from the show Fiddler on the Roof, If I Were a Rich Man.
If I were a rich man, all day long I'd biddy bum. If I were a wealthy man, I wouldn't have to work hard. If I were a bitty rich, idle diddle man, I'd build a big tall house with rooms by the dozen right in the center of the town. A fine tin roof with real wooden floors below. There could be one long staircase just going up and one even longer coming down, and one more leading nowhere just for show. I'd see my wife, my Goldie, looking like a rich man's wife with a proper double chin, supervising meals much to her heart's delight. I'd see her putting on airs and strutting like a peacock. Oi, what a happy mood she's in. Screaming at the servants day and night. The most important men in town would come to fawn on me. They would ask me to advise them, like Solomon the Wise. If you please, Reptavia, pardon me, Reptavia, posing problems that would cross a rabbi's eye. And it won't make one bit of difference if I answer right or wrong. When you're rich, they think you're really known. If I were rich, I'd have the time that I lack to sit in the synagogue and pray, and maybe have a seat by the eastern wall. And I discuss the holy books with the learned men 7 hours every day. This would be the sweetest thing of all. If I were a rich man. All day long I'd bitty bum. If I were a wealthy man, I wouldn't have to work hard. Lord, who made the lion and the lamb, you decreed I should be what I am. Would it spoil some vast eternal plan if I were a wealthy man?
Come back, take a bow, sir. That's it, take a bow. Fine. Now, ladies and gentlemen, at this time, a strange thing happened in the hospital this morning as I was making rounds. I happened to see an old fellow who was lying in bed, very, very ill. He hadn't had any visitors for a long time, very, very desolate, very sad. And his friend walked in to see him, and he said to him, "Hello there, Mike," he says, "I was talking to your doctor down the hall, and the doctor tells me..." The old man looks at him very, very feebly and says, "What was that you said?" He says, "I was talking to your doctor down the hall. The doctor tells me you're getting better. For the love of St. Peter, move in a little bit closer. Now, what was that you said again?" He says, "I was talking to your doctor. He says you're getting better. Are you getting deaf on top of all your other troubles?" He says, No, I'm not getting deaf at all. But after lying on the flat of my back for 6 months without a drink, sure, and the smell of your breath is like a bit of heaven." And now, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to present our ladies of the ensemble doing from the German opera, Mac the Knife.